I think DC has accomplished putting more good than bad in this movie, overall creating a film that at the end of the day, there's more good stuff to enjoy than bad stuff to be distracted by, and I think this is a movie a lot of people are going to have fun with.
That one didn't age quite so well.
I need you to bring me back as your light one. I don't.
Do you talk like brunch? Like, what is brunch?
So, 1 week ago was the 1 year anniversary of the Snyder Cut release. You know, the movie that didn't exist.
The Snyder Cut, that like imaginary unicorn that you guys think is out there, yeah, that doesn't exist.
And as a celebration, I decided to take a look at some low ratings that the movie had on Letterboxd, which turned out to be more of a review of Zack Snyder himself and not really of the movie. But someone had the idea to do the same thing, but with 2017's Justice League. I thought that was an interesting idea. So I took a look at Letterboxd, but I noticed that most of the reviews were more recent, and to make things more interesting, I wanted to take a look at reviews that were made before the Snyder Cut was announced, before the release of the Snyder Cut movement really took off. So I wanted to keep it between 2017 and 2019, but I wasn't going to be scrolling through Letterboxd to find those. So I checked out IMDb instead. And surprisingly, the movie has a 6.1 out of 10 on that website, much higher than I expected. I also decided to check out Rotten Tomatoes to see what the critics had to say. So without further ado, here are some of the positive reviews that Justice League got back in 2017, and shortly after.
It's funny.
Alright, starting with IMDb. The two highest critic ratings are from IGN and Village Voice, both given a 70 out of 100. IGN says, it's messy and flawed, but it still offers enough entertainment value, mostly thanks to the likable characters, to make it worthwhile. Village Voice says, the joints show, and the cuts are sometimes awkward. There was clearly a larger, more drawn-out version of this at some point, but what's left after the cutting is fun, engaging enough, and it's all anchored by terrific lead performances. There were even times when, gassed, it moved me. Feel sorry for the people who read those reviews, and then decided to see the movie because it sounded fun. Justice League is a fun ride, and an awesome start to the DC universe. Can't wait for more. Wasn't Justice League like the 4th movie in the DC universe? Yeah, I'm not gonna read all these. I'm just gonna skim through it and pick out the more interesting parts. Justice League is no Avengers, and most of the Marvel movies, which they may be stronger when it comes to their storytelling. Justice does everything that you can expect for a DC movie. Lots of action, visual effects, cool fun characters teaming up, and also a cliche villain like Steppenwolf. If you expect some high level hitting story, you may miss out in this movie. Later on he says, at this fast pace, the film does briefly run through any character development with these new additions. Cyborg does feel a little underwritten character in the movie. Only wish there was more to his character. That line is incredibly ironic considering everything about him was cut from the film. I'm surprised with all these complaints that they gave it a 10 out of 10. Surprised at low rating. I have to say, I don't know why this has been rated so low, when by my rating I obviously enjoyed it. I think most of the negative comments are nitpicky and dwarfed by the positives, not the least of which is Gal Gadot. I think Aquaman said it all. Now this is how things should be done. Best superhero movie of 2017. I really enjoyed this film, from the opening song everybody knows to the end credits. Skipping ahead here, I'm glad this film didn't pull punches. People died and Steppenwolf was a wrath villain. Not to mention, only the Herald of Apocalypse. He was great villain. One of the best villain since General Zod from Man of Steel. Also tons better than Ares. Overall, I enjoyed the story. Sorry, but this is my Avengers film. And this was Snyder's vision, but Joss Whedon made it fun. And the runtime was perfect. My favorite and best superhero movie of 2017. Well, at least somebody really enjoyed it. This movie hammers the stuffing out of Thor Ragnarok. I don't know what film the so-called professional critics were bad-mouthing, but they obviously didn't watch this one. The multiplex auditorium I saw this at was nearly packed to capacity, and that was just for the early evening show. Blah blah blah, gonna skip ahead here. In other words, shell out the $6 or $7 at the box office. I guarantee you that this will be super worth it. It's like a Warner Brothers like burner account that basically praise everything about the movie. Justice League is a fantastic film that will make you want more. Magal-01.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
This is a huge success for DC films. Zack Snyder's film is, and then in quotations, Justice League is good, and I can finally talk about it. Still in quotations, Justice League is the DC team-up you've been waiting for. I had so much fun from the beginning to end. The expansion of DC mythology will make fans go nuts. Superman though, end quote. I've seen it twice. Snyder's presence is felt throughout the entire film. Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to figure out who was he quoting? Himself? Just a weird place to have quotations. Was it like copy and pasted from somewhere? A lot of these reviews feel like they're written by bots or something like that. Like Warner Bros. Had some software just creating these accounts and posting these reviews to try to convince people to see the fucking movie. Like this next one, check it out. Fantastic movie. I watched this movie 3 times, and I just love every moment of it. The critics can kiss every square inch of my butt. It has humor, action, romantic moments, and feeling. Can't wait till it comes out on DVD, and frankly, I'll never get tired of watching it. I highly recommend it. Like, are these real people? Okay, I'm gonna hit you with a bunch of rapid fire ones. Absolutely fabulous flick. Best movie of the year. Another masterpiece from Wayne Enterprises & Co. The best superhero movie ever made. Awesome film. One of the best superhero movies ever. When are people going to understand that DC Comic are for adults? Yeah, that's going to do it for IMDb. I'm kind of tired of reading reviews from bots. So instead, let's look at some reviews from some shills over on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm genuinely surprised at the audience score right there. A 68%? Really? Anyway, I'm going to take a look at some of the critic reviews. Justice League is as solid and outgoing as any superhero fan could hope, with a clear family vibe. Wonder Woman and Batman proved to be a dynamic mom and dad duo, while the fastest kid around steals the show. 3 out of 4. It's a putting the band together origins movie, executed with great fun and energy. 3.5 out of 4. What movie did these guys watch? Justice League adds wit, innovation, color, and warmth as it goes along. A strategy befitting a story about characters and a world, waking up from emotional sleep, and learning to take risk and care again. Well, they did it, folks. DC made 2 movies in a row that don't suck. So good for them. Well done. Justice League is the most fun that I had at the movies all year. Really? This was the movie you had the most fun at in theaters? Not Thor Ragnarok? Or Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Or Logan? Or hell, Spider-Man Homecoming? The only way I think this statement is true is that if Justice League was the only movie you saw in 2017 in theaters. It's a tasty franchise delivery system that kicks a certain series back into gear. Justice League, for all its flaws, is a vast improvement on the lumbering Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I'll lose sleep wondering whether you're right about that or not.
This time, Universe Keeper Zack Snyder nearly gets it right. Justice League overall leaves the impression that we can finally rest easy that the future DCEU movies will at least be okay. That's incredibly ironic, because arguably they've been like hit and miss ever since, at least according to general audiences. DC fans might not like hearing this, but Justice League works most effectively when it feels most like Whedon's The Avengers.
Ain't no point in telling you nothing, you ignorant.
The 2-hour runtime mandated by Warner Brothers makes the setup feel rushed, but the chemistry of the game cast, the heroic tone, and the exciting action keep Justice League afloat. B-. Oh shit, Chris Stuckman. Genuinely pretty surprised that he gave it a B- rating. If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure Jeremy Johns gave it a pretty positive rating as well.
And I will say Justice League is a good time, no alcohol required.
You know, looking back on it, I think they were just trying to be nice in the reviews because they wanted to like the movie, because it's Justice League. By the way, big shout out to Chris Stuckman for getting his movie funded through Kickstarter. I'm happy for him. I think he's happy too. I can't really tell. He's very monotone. I like Chris Stuckman. I grew up with him. I'm very interested in seeing how that turns out. But yeah, I think it's gonna do it for the video. I'm done looking at these reviews. Just want to take you guys a trip down memory lane. 2017, what a wild time, man. You know, looking at these reviews, it just really makes me wonder what movie did they watch, because I didn't see the same thing. You know, here's a quick story to help pad out this runtime. So back in 2017, leading up to Justice League, I rewatched all the DCEU movies up to that point. Man of Steel, BVS, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman. I was only a little bit aware of what was happening behind the scenes. I knew Zack Snyder stepped away from the project, but I didn't know why. And I knew Joss Whedon took over. I knew there were reshoots because the whole mustache scandal. But anyway, opening weekend, I get there. I sit down, I watch the movie. I was so fucking confused by what I just witnessed. I actually went back that night and rewatched Man of Steel and BVS, and I just knew it wasn't made by the same fucking guy. I mean, the movie blew my mind, but not in the way that it intended. Yeah, what a wild ride it's been. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, go and drop a like on it. You know what? Leave a comment. Let me know what was the weirdest review you saw for Justice League back when it first came out. Because I personally don't remember anyone I talked to about this movie actually having something positive to say about it. So if you did hear someone say something positive about it, let me know what it was. Thanks for watching.
Joss Whedon cut is awful because Joss Whedon is a horrible director who is wildly overrated in every aspect of his career.
Riddle me this, Batman. They rhyme words very quickly, and they're a group of minority that is staying in a French city. What am I?
And I have the permission to say it.